years of love, laughter, and growing together, Ichika finally reached the day she had been waiting for, her wedding day. It wasn't just the ceremony she had dreamed of since childhood, but a moment that symbolized transformation, trust, and a new beginning. Her fiancé was not just her partner, but her best friend, the kind of person who made her feel safe being herself. When she arrived at the wedding venue, everything looked perfect. Yet fate, with its gentle sense of irony, had one last surprise waiting.
Ichika.
Standing before her and her husband was someone she hadn't seen in years, her ex-boyfriend. For a moment, the world seemed to pause. Memories she thought had long faded came rushing back, not as pain, but as echoes of a younger version of herself. The way he used to smile, the moments they shared, the lessons she learned, they all returned like fragments of a story she had already finished reading.
学生時代の友達で。
そうなんだ。
He looked up, recognized her, and smiled with quiet politeness. No words about the past, no awkwardness, just calm professionalism. He was now the venue coordinator, managing every detail with care. Ichika's heart flickered with mixed emotions, surprise, nostalgia, and a subtle discomfort that she couldn't name. It wasn't love, and it wasn't regret. It was something gentler, the realization that people change, and so do we. Throughout the preparations, he remained kind and thoughtful. When she seemed uncertain, he offered assistance with patience and respect. There was no tension, only a quiet acknowledgement that both of them had grown into new versions of themselves. Ichika could feel her initial hesitation melting into gratitude. It struck her then how beautiful it is when the past no longer hurts, when it becomes simply a part of who you are. The person standing before her wasn't the boy she once loved, but someone who had also learned, matured, and moved forward. In that recognition, there was peace. Ichika began to see her wedding not just as a celebration of love, but as a reflection of growth, hers, her partner's, and even those who once shared her path. Sometimes, life brings back old faces not to reopen wounds, but to remind us of how far we've come. She wasn't nervous anymore. She was grateful. For every chapter that ended, another had begun, and this one, she knew, would be written with understanding, kindness, and hope. After years of waiting, learning, and growing, the moment was finally real. The doors opened. The world before her seemed to glow. Every face she passed beamed with warmth. Every step she took felt like walking through memories, the laughter of friends, the trials she had faced, the dreams she once whispered to herself under starlight. Her fiancé was there, waiting calm, steady, smiling in that familiar way that always made her feel at peace. His eyes met hers, and suddenly, all her worries melted away. In that moment, she wasn't just walking toward someone, she was walking toward a shared future built on understanding, respect, and love that had stood the test of time. However, as beautiful as she was, Ichika couldn't deny the train of thought that was quietly flowing beneath the surface. She caught a glimpse of her ex-boyfriend in her thoughts, making sure every detail was just right, from the background music to the lighting to the timing. There was no bitterness, no longing, just grace. And that simple act of presence taught Ichika something profound. Sometimes closure isn't found in words or apologies, but in peaceful coexistence, in the ability to share the same air without heaviness. It was strange, but somehow comforting. Life doesn't erase the past. It redefines it. When she was with her fiancé, Ichika felt something change inside her. Love wasn't about comparison. It wasn't about who came first or who came last, but who stayed, who chose to understand her in silence, who held her hand not only when she smiled, but also when she was silent. Sometimes she felt a little uneasy, not from fear, but from the deep awareness that everything in her life, the joys, the pains, the lessons, had led her here. Everyone she had met, even the one behind the scenes today, had helped her become the woman she was today. As the big moment approached, for a brief moment, her ex-lover approached, nodding politely. "Congratulations," he said in a warm, sincere voice. "Thank you," Ichika replied softly, her voice sincere. "And thank you for everything today." He smiled softly. "You deserve a wonderful day. I'm glad I could help you make it happen." There was no tension, no awkwardness, just mutual respect. Two people who once shared a story now witnessed each other's growth, and Ichika realized that was something to be treasured. She felt grounded, present, aware of how everything had come together in ways she couldn't have planned. Life isn't about holding on or letting go. It's about understanding when to do each. It's about appreciating what once was, embracing what is, and looking forward to what can be. From a distance, she could see her ex-boyfriend finishing up some final tasks, coordinating with the staff. He looked content, perhaps a little tired, but fulfilled. Ichika felt no sadness, no regret, only gratitude. It was strange how time had softened everything. Once, seeing him might have brought confusion or emotion, but now it brought understanding. They had both changed, grown in their own ways, healed in their own time. They stood there for a brief, quiet moment, not as people who once loved each other, but as individuals who respected the paths they had taken. When Ichika returned to the wedding reception, her husband looked up and met her eyes. His smile said it all, a silent message that he understood her heart completely. She walked beside him, feeling a warmth that came not from passion, but from trust. That love isn't about who we hold on to, but about what we learn to cherish. Every person we meet shapes us a little, helps us understand love more deeply, if we let them. Her heart full, not just with joy, but with peace. For the first time, she truly understood that love is not only about beginnings or endings. It's about continuity, the quiet courage to keep growing, to keep choosing kindness, and to keep believing in goodness, no matter what the past has held. Ichika reflected on seeing her ex, realizing life's moments, meetings, endings, joys, and challenges all connect with purpose. She understood that not all love lasts forever, yet each teaches growth and gratitude. As she left her wedding, peace replaced nostalgia. Smiling toward her past, she embraced her future, knowing true love means patience, forgiveness, and hope. Every ending, she thought, is simply another beginning to live with love.